Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about the Ain't I a Woman speech by Sojourner Truth. Before we go into this topic, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and/or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. So, the Ain't I a Woman speech by Sojourner Truth, very interesting speech. This was a speech given during the Women's Rights Convention in Akron, Ohio in 1851. And Sojourner Truth, she pretty much asked to speak, and they gave her some time to speak. And basically, she talks about being a black woman, being a woman and black, living in the time period that she was living in. And it wasn't fun, She says she talks about being a woman and being a black person, uh, being a black woman. So that's we're looking at intersectionality here, where two things meet, being a woman and being black in America, and also this is during 1851, so you can understand what that time period is like for a black woman. If it was bad for black men at the time, you can imagine how much worse it was for black women at the time. Imagine you have no rights, you can't vote, you live in a society that hates you, where you're at the bottom of the barrel basically. And Sojourner Truth, I mean, she can't read. She's illiterate, never been to school. She's heard the Bible. She's heard it. She's never read it. Um, doesn't have education, but she's worked with her hands all her life. She's very strong. She says, I can physically do anything that a man can do, and she can. Very strong woman. She's had children. She's lived in a world that you don't fully if you can't read, and you've never been to school, you can understand society by what you see. Your eyes are what you see is your education. What you look at, what people tell you, well, you got to take everything at face value. The only time you can think of something if it's true or not is if somebody's lying to you. You got to think for yourself if they're lying or not. So, think about it. I mean, now we live in a modern era where we can, look for the facts and research and all these types of things. But for a black woman living in her time, no education, can't read, can't do anything. I mean, you can't even read a newspaper. You kind of have to rely upon what you've heard in church or around the town or what people tell you, and you have to take everything at face value. And she speaks very plainly. And this is something that's really beautiful about the truth. The truth, I always say, the truth is simple. If you want to tell me something, if it's complex and complicated, then it's a lie. Only lies are deceptive. Lies are deceptive. They're meant to trick you. They're meant, to beguile you. They're meant to deceive you. But the truth is very simple. The truth is very clear. The truth is transparent. And Sojourner Truth just says, listen, I'm strong. I've worked with my hands. I'm a woman. I exist. I've had kids. I'm black. Why can't I have rights? If God created me, and she says she believes in God, she's been to church, she's heard that God created Adam and Eve. She said God created man, God created woman. Why can't women have her rights? And especially for a long time, during a time period, a lot of preachers preach, oh, Eve was the one that ate the fruit first. She's the one that was deceived. It wasn't the man. Yes, but she agrees to all of that. But she also says, well, why can't you give women the chance to fix what they broke? Um, and again, like, she speaks in a very, it's not an educated, she's not using educated vocabulary and showing her expertise. When people have lots of degrees and they're very smart, they always have to carry an air of, superiority and intelligence, and I'm up here and you're down here. But she's speaking in her tones and her voice, and she really captivates the audience because she, everybody will probably, if you're think about the setting. She's in a convention. People are probably bringing some very well crafted, well written, articulate arguments about why women should have rights and all this and that and the third. You go into philosophy and all that kind of stuff, but you just have this black woman, uneducated, um, who has worked manual labor all her life. She's like, I'm a woman. Here I am. I exist. I've had kids. I've worked and done the physical labor jobs just like men have done, and I'm just asking for what's mine. I'm just having, I'm just asking for what's mine, and I'm not asking for more than that. And it's very interesting how she does this. She's just asking, to have her rights, her place in society. Her pint, her pint full, right? She's saying like, if I can have my pint full and men can have their quart, why can't we do that? Why can't we do that? It's a very interesting. She's saying that women are not going to take what belongs to men. They're not going to take man's rights away. They're just asking for what's there. So, in terms of analysis and deeper meaning here, Sojourner Truth really breaks it all down. She's saying that women exist. God created women. You can't throw women away. They deserve what's theirs. They deserve what belongs to them. They deserve their own rights. And just because you allow women to have rights doesn't mean that men lose rights. It's just you're giving them what they truly, unalienable rights, what they deserve. So in terms of analysis and deeper meaning here, there's a lot to take here. Like first and foremost, for me, it's truth. Truth is clear, it's transparent, it's bright, it's right in front of your face. Truth doesn't try to deceive you. If somebody's telling you something and it seems confusing and deceptive and complex and just over the top, then there's somebody's just trying to put a veil over your eyes. All right. So lies are always covered and they're always complex and they're always tricky to figure out what's really behind the curtain. But whenever you have to like struggle to look behind the curtain, that's when it's a lie. The truth doesn't hide behind the curtain. The truth is open and present for everybody to see. So very interesting. And also, Sojourner Truth's tone, her perspective on the world, her uneducated perspective on the world, gives, in the convention, of course, you can see a convention is going to be filled with all types of different types of people, right? Educated and literate people. But when this woman that's illiterate stands up and gives her truth and talks about her life and what she's been through and how she sees it all, it really humbles everybody to see this black woman who's living in 1851 give her own perspective and what she thinks about God and being a woman and being black and how she just wants enough, that she just wants what God gave her. So very fascinating. So that's my summary analysis of Ain't I a Woman, by Sojourner Truth. And of course she is a woman and you cannot deny her that because she is just plainly put a woman. So please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.